Okay guys, you ready to go on upstairs for the tour of the upstairs? Here's the stairwell. As you'll see, there are advertisements all lining the walls. A late 70s Casablanca display on the ceiling. Ignore the scaffolding, that's just left over from the project. Small battery powered and automotive fans along the ledge. Ignore the missing security light. One of us will put that back eventually. Okay. And now we're here. So let's look at the stuff on the ground first. These funeral parlor fans have been there. Casablanca display. Mathis coolers. Hand fans. Fanimation Arden, I think it's called. I'm told that all of the floor displays will be changing soon, so it's part of the reason why I'm getting a fresh video. Some kind of strange... oh, it's a part of a sewing machine fan. Some hassock fans, some table fans, some fan lamps. One of these Fanimation things, I don't know what they're called. It's got an H and a fish on it, a swordfish, so that's interesting. Fanimation Brewmaster ad. Urban Jet. More Mathis coolers and wooden fans. A Fitzgerald. Some of these things, I've seen these in commercial buildings. I don't know exactly what they are called. Here's the contraband fan section. He's made these fans here. You can see them demonstrated in my videos with Connor. A couple GE twin window fans. Hallmark cooler. That big thing, cage thing, I don't know what that would be. Betty Boop standing over a fan grate. This super cool double Westinghouse that I really want. My Skin to Light. Another one of those H things. Century that needs to hang downstairs. I don't know what's going to happen with this New Orleans. Tom bought it for here. Actually, I found it on Craigslist. I was going to pick it up. The guy stood me up. But it was here in Indianapolis, so I asked Tom if he could pick it up for me, and he did. And it's sat here ever since. So I really don't know what the plan is for it. Dyson, Ornate stuff. The hassock fan uses a prop at the Perry Mason show. Can you see it in the picture? More hassock fans. Heater hassock fan. One of those H things. I like that little Westinghouse there. Gas-powered fan over the Fanimation talk show setup with the fan lamp. Yet another one of those H things. A giant Panama sign. All these pulleys that go to fan systems. The dentist chair with the fan on it. Lots more fan ads. In this box here is a huge Casablanca sign that hasn't been unpacked yet. Brewmaster Packing Materials. This circulator is eventually going to be hung in the foyer downstairs with the other circulators. More Hasek fans. Furnace blower motor. And these Holland-made Nivola fans. They're probably going to get hung up somewhere eventually. Okay. That's everything on the ground level. Let's go back to the beginning. Right, when you walk in the door is pretty much the only fan that Tom specifically got for this upper level, which is a Rejuvenation fan's Heron. And Tom specifically wanted it right here when you walk in. So I had the idea to put it on a 4-foot down rod, and I like how it turned out. It's a really cool fan, moves a lot of air on high. We'll do a separate video. There's a Moss Four Seasons copy made for JCPenney with the same light kit that was shown on it in the JCPenney catalog. These are very rare. There's an ornate Calcutta, aka Sunbeam, aka TPI. Only one I've ever seen with in polished brass. No, I've seen another one in polished brass with these cool tight weave cane blades. It's a really cool fan. For those who like industrials, here's an industrial with a light kit. Sinlix, Dinway, Gulf Coast, Commander, whatever name. Hunter original with the ornate kit, including the wingtip blades, ornate switch cap, etc. This is the Friday fan Zephyr. Tom didn't remember it when I showed it to him. It's an ordinary Zephyr, except it's K55 with a cardboard box and has that really oddball light kit that Tom says was made out of protest on the Friday after Thanksgiving. That's what he said when I showed it to him years ago. When I showed it to him a couple days ago, he didn't remember it. One of the first Fanimation Palisades. Note 3 blades on each side with the hockey puck flywheels. Unknown ornate fan. We don't know who made these. We've been calling them Key Largo for years, but they're not. With the stencil. Hunter 1930s original in black. Tom picked this out for over the dentist chair. Originally he wanted a blue one, but look at that scenery. So now we like the black. Hunter 1886. Thank you, Mark Castro and Daniel Groundwater, for helping me acquire this. I put it here especially because there's the actual Turek from 1886 downstairs, the 2-blade one, so you can compare. Encon original copy, 36-inch, 6 blades, S-vents, really cool. Okay, we've seen that one before in the old video. I'm just going to skim past the ones that we've already talked about in previous videos. Emerson pedal. This is the earlier version before they were offered with the integrated light kit. I really want to find the integrated light kit for it because I think that looks cooler. I just put this round globe on it because it's very close, you know, but I would like to find the original light kit. Phil Rich. Kind of a blender fan copy. We don't know much about them. K63 motor, plastic canopies, reverse pitched. Very cool. Emerson TriStar. This is a modern model that they made at the same time as the pedal in the 90s. I wanted one for years and finally found one. It's very cool. It's one of my favorites here added to the museum. Venton Electric Company, or VEC, 48-inch industrial. These were only sold in Mexico. I think one turned up in Canada. I bought it from Craigslist off near the Mexican-Texas border. More stuff that was already there. Progress lighting. I can't remember if these are called the Apollo when they're ornate or not. It's the ornate version, stencil blades. Blades aren't original, but I picked them up for it, and they seem to look really cool on it. They might even be the proper blades for it, I'm not sure. Relight, Airmaster. I really wanted to have a 36-inch one, but I couldn't find the blades. So, 56-inch. Not sure what to call this. These turn up American Industries, Calcutta, etc., etc. 6-blade. It's got a 4, 5, 6 flywheel. The tiny little brackets there. It was variable speed, but the switch housing broke in chipping, so I put a replacement switch housing on it. I don't remember. You can. There's still variable speed knob is still on there. So there's still variable speed. 42-inch Newtone slimline with integrated light kit. These were sold to be a low ceiling fan because the light kit removes the clearance, and then the motor is thinner and there's no lower canopy, and so designed for lower ceilings. Can't remember if we figured out the brand on this or not. We call it the turkey vent fan, turkey foot vent fan, or something like that. Somebody gave it a name. Yeah, unknown. Stamp motor, but some cast parts. One of the blade brackets is a replacement. I actually have a full replacement set. I'm going to replace them all one day, but didn't feel like doing it this time around. Ring fan industrial. These used to be very common when I was a kid, and now you hardly see them anymore. Made by Leading Edge, presumably by China Cold Storage or Weatherite for Leading Edge, and then relabeled Dayton. You can see why we call them a ring fan. So here's a tiny little tat. Fairly common motor and canopy style, but you don't see these in 36-inch wood blade very often. And it was new in box. I thought that was really cool. So this you've seen before, but you may notice it's spinning now. It's thanks to a disco ball motor. Hunter 6-blade Studio Series. These are fairly common, but not common as far as a 6-blade version goes. Here's another one. We don't know who made it. This is a same cast motor that's in Ritz and Progress and Moss and etc. cast iron with a plastic lower canopy that seems like a CEC. Switch housing similar to blender fan and Sonodair and all those. And I put a genuine Hunter light kit on it. I thought that light kit was really cool. I'm finding out you can't really see these light kits as well with the camera on, so maybe I'll turn the lights off and get a better shot. Here's the golden. Is this golden fan or new fan? I can never remember. But it's got the weird shaped blades that nobody had ever seen before. It came out of the dry cleaners. 56-inch, extremely powerful. Speaking of oddballs, here's the cat with the fluorescent light, Mistral. Labeled Mistral, so that's probably the weirdest fan I've ever seen. Homestead Wind 1 polished brass integrated light kit. Not Wind 1, Whisper Fan 1. Did I call it the Wind 1? It's been a long week. Speaking of the wind, here's a Wind 2. They're fairly common, but I just got a lot of requests. People really wanted to see one, and so put one here. Pull chain is not to be touched, hopefully, because these are all operated on remote. Ornate Old Jacksonville. Copper Brone. This is the same OEM as the Progress and the Moss and that unknown thing and everything else. It's literally a Moss heirloom in copper finish with an electronic speed control instead of the cardboard box. And one other thing was different. Can't remember what it was, but it literally it's the Moss heirloom except for a few differences. There's a Canadian new fan. So the Canadian ones have some different stuff, including a little mini switch housing on the bottom. Here's a Homestead Mickey Mouse fan. I picked this up on Craigslist on the drive here. Pretty rare. They came labeled from the factory that way. It's got a 4-speed control like the 4-wind. Rubber flywheel. 55 motor. 44-inch. Okay, here's that Mitsubishi. I've been told, I can't read the writing on it because it's in Japanese or Chinese or something, but I've been told it's a Mitsubishi. 36-inch teal industrial from the late 50s, early 60s. Here's a Whisper fan 2 with stencil blades. Here's the Jab, union made for curved blade industrial. And this is a French gyro fan that Tom picked up. The blades are rubber and the canopies are plastic. We don't know anything about it. We hooked power to it. It didn't run, so we're assuming it runs on 220. So I think that covers all the new stuff. Just kind of walk around and enjoy all the fans. It really does look like there's a lot of them moving, even though of the 100 or so fans that are hanging, it's only, what, 20 that are spinning? It seems like a lot. It'd be nice to one day have them all operable. Of course, we can't do that and have them all operable on high, because somebody would come in here and turn them all to high, and then we'd have a disaster. So let's hit the main switch. And you know what? I have main switches for other stuff too. I'm going to cover that in a separate video. I turned some of the lights back on. What number are the lights? Hey, nailed it. I'm going to turn that Skinta light back on because that thing is loud. Tired of background noise. And kind of stopped. Phil Rich has stopped. Progress has stopped. VAC has stopped. TriStar has stopped. Ring has stopped. Let's just go walk around and look while the lighting is different. Connor and I were in here the other day making a video. We noticed the fans on this end spin down a lot slower than the fans closer to the door. Seems to be purely coincidental. There's nothing electrically that would make that the case, but Tom and I are still discussing what to do about the cage lights. You can see he doubled them up. And he's going to put LED bulbs in them. Eventually, I'd like to have them gone and have more fans hanging in their place. So the question is, then where does the light come from? Let's take a closer look at the ones with lights. Since the lights are off, we can get a better look. There's the beach ball tat. I keep calling it a tat. It's labeled Mistral, but we know it was made by Tat. Unknown thing with the cool hunter light. Hunter Studio. Let's get another side of the sunlight, get less glare. Not sure if you noticed, I changed the globe on this, so tell me what you think about that. I thought the design on that globe matched the design of the motor housing. What else had a light? My favorite, the TriStar. I don't know if it's technically my favorite in the whole room, but it is one of my favorites. The Patal. Phil. Encon. And the Heron. That Heron is cool. I'm going to get me one of those. Okay. So let's make everything go. I wonder what the buzzing is from. Probably the disco ball motor. Everything start. I gotta make sure nothing's stalled out. Looks like it. Okay. Let's get ye old bucket o remotes. Oh, it's heavier than I thought it would be. Should have planned this ahead rather than trying to carry it in. Okay, so we're going to just turn them on to medium one at a time. That was the Broadway. Okay, here's the Heron, medium. Did it take? Yep. Okay, what's next? Ritz question mark, that's what I called that, unknown. Yep, that took. What's next? New Orleans. Nope, that's for the hallway. We're going to keep these in Tom's office or something like that when I'm not here, because we don't want them to get lost and we won't be able to control the fans. Progress, that's right in front of us. Medium. I heard that kick on. Wind. Now the wind all the way in the back and the remote is inside a steel canopy, so sometimes it doesn't always react unless I walk up to it. So we're going to put that remote aside. I might have to go up there and actually handle that. Studio 6 blade. Did that take it? Yep. Ring fan. I always hit it a few times because sometimes they don't always take right away. VEC. I heard that speed up. 20th century, that's in the hallway. Relight. That ring really flies on medium. You sure that's medium and not high? Good God. Let's make sure, where is it? Okay. Four Seasons, that's in the hallway. Cambridge, that's in the hallway. That's the last of the hallway remotes. Tat, I think that means the small one. TriStar. Mistral. I don't know if you can see it from this far away. I'm going to turn the light off of the Mistral and then watch it turn back on. We'll get a close-up video of that later. Whisper Fan 1. Some of these really go on medium. Golden fan. Pedal. Encon 6 blade. 1886. Why is the light off on that Hunter 1930s? Must have bumped the remote. Turn the light back on. We'll turn it to medium. Feel rich. And everything should be on medium except the Palisade. Let's turn the Palisade to medium. Okay, let's go walk around and look. Heron's on medium. It's definitely on medium. It's definitely on medium. That seems medium-y. So does that. That looks like a good medium. That could be medium. Medium. We've got some action out of the heat cycler there. High. These look like high to me, but they must just be small fans. What's ticking? Something in the golden fan canopy. I might go up there and fix that before I leave. Studio. That also seems like high, but I'm sure it's not. That's clearly medium. Oh, we forgot about the wind. Whisper fan's clearly medium. So let's go back. See how close we have to get to it. I'm just going to keep hitting it. Can't always tell when there's a difference. I don't see a difference. It should have taken by now. There we go. We'll leave that. No, we'll keep it up front so we know what's going on. So everything's on medium. Now we're going to turn everything to high. I want to caution you guys, don't expect that we're going to do this every time you come visit. It's not good to put all of them on a high for a variety of reasons. Be something that has to, first of all, Tom or I have to be here and we have to say okay. So, but I'm going to do it right now via remote. So, you know what? Let's start with that wind since I've got that remote in my hand. Let's go back there again. There we go, I heard it kick on. Huh, Zephyr's moving backwards. That one's moving forwards. This is just medium. What happens when we get to high? Let's find out. Palisade, high. Feel rich, high. Should I turn the light off on fans as I like the lights on. 1930s. High. 1886. High. Making sure I hit it a few times. That one sometimes doesn't react. Encon 6 blade. High. I heard that one. Pedal. Now, normally, guys, I need you guys to help me remember and help Tom remember, because we might not necessarily. I don't want to run the pedal on high very much because it has a rubber flywheel. I don't want it to break. So I'm going to do it right now, but when you come visit the museum, please remind us not to put the pedal on high. Same with the TriStar. They're the only two rubber flywheel fans. Okay, those two, the Cambridge and the Four Seasons, are all rubber flywheel fans, so we don't want to run those on high very often. Here's the VEC. Heard that kick on. TriStar. So again, just remind us not to run those on high very often, because you don't want to break the flywheels and then have to see if replacements are available, and it's just, the pedal pull chain is wobbling against the glass a little bit. The Ritz thing. Oh, that really jerked around. Mistral. Yeah, when you can see it jerk, it's easier to know. Golden. Heron. Whisper Fan 1. Progress. Relight. Ring. Tat. This is everything on high. I bet you this video is going to stop pretty soon. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to keep running them on high. Look at everything that's spinning. And I'm going to start a new video once this one stops. That's going pretty good. That unknown Key Largo thing is going really good over there. The Newtown's going pretty good. Heat Cycler, the SMC Lagunia in 24 karat gold, the Magic Heat. We got a lot of fans operating that don't have power hook to them. The Hunter thing there. The Whisper Fan 2. Let's turn on all the little desky fans and things too. Let's add some more. Let's really run up their electric bill. Take that, Fanimation. I'm going to do a separate video showing you how these controls work. Did I even notice that thing was going before? That patentish unknown thing there? I feel like I didn't even see that one moving before. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it just started. I really like that the Zephyr moves. I don't know why that tickles me so much. Oh, the Avalon's moving. I've never seen that before. This American Industries used to spin when they turn all the fans on high. Why it's not doing it now, I don't know. You know what? I'm going to give it a little push and see if that makes a difference. I keep a fluorescent light tube in here for pushing and stopping blades and things of that nature, because I figure it's less likely to damage the blade. Don't try it at home, though. You don't want to break a fluorescent light tube and upset your parents. Yeah, I had to raise this American Industries up a little bit because it was one of the blades was a little lower. I didn't want to risk breaking the bracket, so I couldn't bend it up, and it kept hitting the Airmaster. Man, it's really hard to pick a favorite. For some reason, I love that Whisper Fan 1. I just think that looks really cool over there. I'm not counting the old stuff that's there already. I'm talking about just the new stuff. Oh, the Avalon.